All right. So, The Wire. It's a season 3, episode 2, I think. If it's not the episode, it'll be in the description. I'll put it down there and make sure. I always do that. Sometimes I'm wrong about the stuff, but I try and be very uh, try and clarify any mistakes I made, or as far as the title and the season and the episode are concerned in the description. But anyway, I feel like I left out a lot of information from the last upload. So the towers have been torn down as of now. The lieutenant, that character, I have my own. What should I say? I have my own opinion on his situation, but I think I just leave that to my. At least I'll keep that to myself. So his wife, him and his wife are separated. They broke. They have a separation because she was upset that he changed his mind about a career decision and kicked him out of his own house. And he winds up sleeping with the lawyer girl that McNutty was messing with in uh, previous episodes. So they got that out the way. Where should I start with this episode? I guess I'll start with something that they like kind of like unveiled. I wouldn't say unveiled. Something that they brought up in this episode. You get a chance to look at a stereotype of an individual in an impoverished area who's chosen to work against the law or go against the law. I think the belief is that these individuals or an individual like that is a cold, heartless, emotionless thug. No, it's not the case. Uh, I'll say this on a personal note. Growing up in a neighborhood like that, some of the most, you know, no matter what happens, drugs, violence, whatever, those individuals, if you're welcome in, if you're a part of that community and you're welcome in, I've never felt more, for lack of a better term, I never felt more loved from anybody in any part of anything, from individuals coming from that environment. Uh, so although they try and show the softer side of these individuals, although it's involving a dog, which is kind of funny. I feel like the guy's heartbroken on the fact that he had to shoot his dog after the dog fight, of all things. But whatever. I think it was good to see that because the series has done a good job of showing how intelligent individuals in this lifestyle, or individuals that do this, are. They've done a good job of showing that. Now they're showing what they're taking a chance to show the softer side of them, even though it's in concerns of a dog, whatever. Also, you take a look at another new character. He's just gotten out of prison. There were some seeds of doubt planted in the last few episodes about if he's still down or if he's still ready to put in work or whatever. He's already got beat out of a package that they gave him in order to sustain himself. But I think after an individual does 14 years in prison, they want to, you got two choices. Either you go back to what you've been doing, or you try and distance yourself and change your life. And I think he's trying to distance himself and change his life, but he's seeing how hard it is because for a convicted felon, it's almost impossible to find employment. Almost impossible. That's one of the conditions of your like parole, or it's another word to use, probate, whatever. One of the two. I always get them confused, but that's one of the conditions of it. You got to have employment, but it's almost impossible to find employment. And how I know that is because I stumbled on, well, one of my previous jobs. I stumbled on job that catered to individuals who were recently incarcerated. Now, I couldn't find a job at the time either. Just want to put it out there. I haven't been incarcerated. That doesn't make me better than or those individuals less than me because of events in their life. Just want to throw that out there. I stumbled upon because I literally couldn't find a job. I'm me. Put it that way. I'm me. Maybe it's my personality. Maybe it's the fact that I don't have a high school diploma. I don't know. Whatever the case was, I couldn't find employment, and I found this place. I won't mention it. Just leave it at that. I found a place that was basically hiring any and everybody. But the downside of that is, uh, you see a lot of people come and go. It's a pretty can be a pretty hectic environment, and on top of that, they'll treat you like shit, literal shit. If they could, they would mush you up with toilet paper and throw you down in toilet paper, throw you down in the toilet and flush you if they could. But anyway, run to these individuals and see how hard it is for them to find employment because they fill out 100, 200, who knows how many applications, and it comes to the point where, are you a convicted felon? Have you ever committed such and such crime, this and that? And you say yes. You get the same line that I would get as far as when I mark the box that I don't have a high school diploma. Oh yeah, so we have all your information, and we'll be giving you a call if anything changes. Okay, have a good day. You get that a lot, but anyway, a little too personal right there. Let me see what else happens. See what else happened in this episode. Yeah, so the guy he's seeing how the world works now, how it's operating, especially when it's concerns of trying to get employment, stuff like and things of that nature. Maybe I'm a little bit lost there when it comes to that, but I try my best. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. What else happened in this episode? What about as far as the police? Oh, I was on the fence if I wanted to mention this or not, but I guess I'll do it. There's like an ongoing joke through the majority of the episode between these three cops. So it's like Herc, Elias. They're going back and forth about this hypothetical. He's like, well, if you could have any woman you wanted, or any two women or whatever, uh, but the catch is you could have them. They do whatever they want to you anytime. They be your whatever. But the thing is, you have to do a guy first, like, and I mean, like, do him. So it's like, so what is it? Yeah, so like, as old Southern women would say, make soup. You have to do that, right? And he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Come on, man. And then as the day progresses, he's like, well, how about I just give him a hand job? How about that? That work? He's like, nah, man, it's be the whole thing. You can't just so they're going back and forth, and Elias is pretty much playing it cool the whole thing. And then he finally comes back with a guy, and he's like, maybe it was over a couple of days, whatever. He's like, yeah, I found a guy at such and such. He's like, oh, okay, okay. And then some more time passed, and then Hurt comes back and was like, I know what you want to say, man. You want to say this, you want to say that. He's like, man, I don't want to say anything. And then another guy they have me work with comes up, and he's like, oh. And he's like, I looked at God you were talking about. Oh, nice choice. And, they start harassing each other, but he goes out his way for the rest of the day to make fun of the guy for saying yes to the hypothetical, which I thought was funny. Now what else happens in this episode? There's something else I'm forgetting. Oh, there's another character in this season who's coming out as more of a voice of change, I guess, or equality, or doing what's right. His individual has been set up as somebody who's basically close to retirement, but for some reason, oddly, for some odd reason, he's grown a conscience in this time now that he's almost out the door, and you see him making efforts to like right wrongs and make sure everything's done correctly as far as the police force is concerned. I'm interested to see where that character goes in this series. That's one pretty much the only reason I brought him up, because I feel like he's building to something. What else happened in here? Oh, so I guess I could roll Kima and into the lieutenant type stuff, because the lieutenant is going through his issues, domestic issues with his wife, and he's slept with the lawyer lady, or banged her out, I should say, in a less polite way. Kima, for some odd reason, agreed to have a child with her partner. I don't know how they got the eggs. Man, I don't know how they got the the sperm. Maybe they went to a sperm bank or something like that. But now her girlfriend is basically a stay-at-home mother, and of course that's weighing on Kima because you ain't gonna get nothing. Ain't no action. You know what I mean? Ain't really too much action after that woman pops a baby out. And I know I'm probably gonna offend a lot of mothers out there because ain't no popping involved, but ain't nothing happening down there. You know what I mean? Or sexually for most people. Uh, so Kima's seeking out attention elsewhere at the bar. Here's what it is. I want to. I'm dying to see where that situation is gonna go. It's odd that they would. It's interesting that they would choose a same-sex couple inside this hypothetical situation. It's just odd that they would give the same-sex couple that burden of infidelity uh, in the show. I mean, they've hinted on it with McNutty, but you never really see it. So what else happens in this episode? What else happened in this episode? I think that's all I can remember, but it's a pretty good episode. I think one last thing I got. Herc and Elias run into the two guys that they've been basically chasing and arresting and putting away since the first season after they went to the movies. It's interesting to see police officers not only outside of work, but that live where they police. And of course, you're going to run into the people that you police if you live where you police. And I just like that. I just like to see stuff like that. I don't know why, because usually police live not even 2 or 3 towns away. Like they live 40. They probably live like 45 minutes away from where they police. So that's interesting. I just thought that was interesting. So if you like this, stay tuned. I'm gonna have. I'm taking a deep breath because I'm gonna suffer through the Mandalorian. Of course, this is The Wire. I'm also doing a couple movies, and I just brought back. I just started doing Futurama again. So I got plenty of videos coming up.